Hello, we're all teachers from Hamilton Middle School, and I'd like to start with a quote, and I'll introduce myself here in a second. If you push an organization and you don't have a theory about how it shows up in teaching or learning, you are causing people to do rain dances. I had no idea the Native population would be here dancing and Indian education would be here presenting today, so I'm amazed that I was able to pull this quote out of a conversation I had with somebody to present tonight my feelings about extended learning. This quote came from Harvard professor Richard Elmore. I discovered when I was sharing my frustrations with the job and the possibility of speaking to you tonight with a former DPS teacher who I've worked with before, who has moved to Washington, D.C. to be with her husband, who's currently working with the Secretary of Education. She suggested that I read up on the work with Common Core standards, which our nation and our state have now adopted. One of the ideas for increasing learning and performance has to do with altering the relationship of student and the teacher and content. The proposed extended learning pilot at my school will be changing nothing but to increase each of our class periods by a few minutes. I am Sara Howell, daughter of Howell, and I am absolutely indebted to this district because they named a school after my father. I am honored to be a Denver Indian teaching American history in DPS, and I'm a 24-year veteran. I feel I have dedicated my heart and life to this profession. I have been a member of the DCTA board, and I have volunteered 10+ years as a building representative. I have continued to donate my time and efforts with the district's Indian education programs, and I have served on and or been the chairperson of Denver Public Schools Indian Education Advisory Council, and I am beginning to hate the job I love. The statement may shock you, but I am sorry to report that it's true. Unfortunately, I have told this to many people in positions higher than mine, my principal, my instructional superintendent, and to the superintendent of this district. And tonight I'm taking one last opportunity to be heard. I feel for the past few years we have been asked by this district to do more, and even more. So I'm here tonight to let you know, the school board, that I'm starting to be discouraged by the job I love. Please have a look at the chart that I'm about to hand to you. It is a breakdown of the actual tasks I have completed in a 40-hour work week. Please note the actual time that I have put in during that work week, which is more than 45 hours. I have assessed and recorded 156 students' assignment and homework. I have assessed and recorded student work in the late makeup box. I have assessed and gave feedback to students on their capitalization and punctuation. I ate lunch while working. I checked with my administration and attendance clerk about a missing student. I entered an updated grades on academic campus. I went to a faculty meeting. I held lunch detention for student misbehavior. I attended a special education students' annual review meeting. I managed school email. I managed student attendance. I met with a humanities facilitator to organize books for my next year's history units. I met with a school nurse about a new students with special needs. I monitored and managed student sign-up reading. I monitored passing periods. I'm our school's #1 sports fan. I attended 2 different athletic games after school, and actually that weekend I went to a Saturday football game and gave 3 of my students the missing work that they had missing. Organized an email, team meeting schedule for my next week. I organized needed materials for my next week's lesson. I organized a schedule to make up the missed core time we had due to a TJ ROTC presentation. I phoned a parent about a third unexcused tardy. I phoned a parent about improved behavior and work quality. I phoned a parent about missing student work. I had a post-office observation conference with my administrator. I prepared for 2 different new students. I prepared the technology in my classroom. I prepared materials for my next day's lesson. I printed up updated grades and charts for me and my students. I ran copies for my next week's project. I ran extra copies to finish this week's project. I submitted office referrals for a 5th unexcused tardy. I taught 5 45-minute periods, and I wrote and typed some work on PDU. I am getting overwhelmed by the job I love. Yeah. The extended learning opportunity makes me fearful for my students, and because, again, I'm being asked to do even more. I believe my students are the ones who will suffer, because the pilot teachers are being asked to work longer. Extending my day essentially makes my work week a 50+ hour work week. I cannot currently complete my work in 40 hours, yet that's what our current contract says it should be. My time is constantly whittled away, and I feel I never have left any time ever to alter my teaching practices. I'm feeling disenchanted by the job I love. We all work hard. We all work hard. And I believe that the district had broken their word with us by forcing the extended learning option at our school. Article 822 of my contract says that if the district wants to change my workday, that we should have a voice in that decision. And that was not happening. We were actually told if we don't like it, we should leave. My spirit is being crushed. We are not working hard enough, and we teachers do work hard enough to educate our students. I believe we do absolutely work hard enough. Earlier this week, I believe I got a sliver of hope. I learned that the administration revised their earlier decision, which mandated the extended time, and is now honoring our contract and allowing us at our school to make a vote on that change of our workday. This recognition of including a teacher voice in this decision is appreciated, but I still fear we are trading the love for our work with the disenchantment and burnout, and I have little opportunity to alter our teaching practices in preparation for the new Common Core standards. Please insist that our new contract finds the time during our current workday to do our job well and hopefully better. Thank you. I have one more question.